Hello and welcome to Wired In. I'm Diana Galata with Hampton City Schools. I'm very excited today to be joined by Mrs. Romona Jackson, our Teacher of the Year. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me today.
First of all, congratulations. This is a great honor. Not only are you Teacher of the Year for Lindsay, you were named last spring Teacher of the Year for the entire school system, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Secondly, let's find out a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, I will start with how I came into this position. At the age of 13,
Wow.
when I was a babysitter, I knew that what I wanted to do was to work with children in some capacity. And you never know what life may bring you. So here I am now. Well, I started out as a preschool teacher, and I did that for at least 23 years.
At least.
At least. And unfortunately, life happened, and my husband was murdered. And at that time, I was forced to become a single parent. So when I got myself together through that situation, I decided to step out on faith and go to school full time. So I earned my bachelor's degree at Norfolk State University in music education. And then I went straight from there to ODU to obtain my master's in education with an emphasis on special education. Well, during my matriculation there, I was hired as a long-term sub at Moton. And that's how I started my journey here with Hampton City Schools.
A sad story, but we're glad that you ended up with us and that you are having an impact on students' lives. We're so thankful for that. But my condolences to you on the loss of your husband.
Thank you. Thank you.
But congratulations in terms of going to school and getting your education and then coming back to serve the students, the thing that you identified when you were 13 years old, to come back. And so you are at Lindsay Middle School.
Yes.
As a special education teacher. So tell us a little bit about your life at Lindsay Middle School, and tell us a little bit about Lindsay Middle School, which from what I understand is a great place to be.
Oh, yes it is. I wouldn't have it any other way. I started there as well as a long-term sub. And the following year they had several positions open for special education teachers, and I was hired. And I worked in the self-contained classroom, and I loved every single minute of it. And the thing about that is not every first-year teacher can say that.
Right.
But with the support of the administrators and my co-workers, and especially my instructional assistant at that time, Alicia Johnson, that first year, 100% of our students passed the history SOL. And that was a huge encouragement for a first-year teacher. And the following year, I went into full inclusion. So I have been an inclusion teacher ever since. I have had so many opportunities to expand my horizons at Lindsay with all the support that I've had. I'm the drama director there. I also present a talent show yearly. It's called Lindsay Idol, named after American Idol.
Right.
I'm also a member of the PBIS team, which is the Positive Behavior Intervention Support Team. Well, I presented an idea to Ms. Birdwright about opening a Lindsay store and then creating Lindsay Bucks. And the students are rewarded those bucks for positive behavior. So they can use those bucks to spend at the Lindsay store. The following year, Ms. Birdwright expanded the usage of the Lindsay Bucks, so now they can use them for field trips, staff and student activities, dances, and Mr. Diggs started an auction. So they can also use their bucks at an auction to bid for items. So that's a very positive thing, and it's a very good experience for me as well.
Now, is that connected to the math grant that you received, or is that something separate?
That is something separate. Before I end, I want to say that Lindsay, if I had one word to describe Lindsay, it would be family. I love Lindsay Middle School, and I hope I don't ever have to leave there. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, I think they love you too.
But the grant, that was something that I had applied for because I've always been interested in a study of non-traditional and traditional instruction. Mm-hmm. And so that the program that I did through that grant, I was teaching math at the time, and my co-teacher was Miss Wells. And so we divided up the classroom, and she had the control group and I had the experimental group. So she taught the traditional way, and I taught the non-traditional way using STEM activities. So we basically introduced the concepts, basically the same, but then she would go on to do traditional activities and I would move on to the STEM activities. For example, one concept was histograms. They had to learn all about histograms. And so when they first walked into this program, they became CEOs. And I let them know that and reminded them of that every day. They were CEOs of a consultant company. Mm-hmm. So the activity with the histograms, the company wanted to know the best way to design a glider to go the furthest distance. Mm-hmm. And so they all designed gliders, and we went out and we tested them, about 4 or 5 trials, and they recorded the findings. And so then they had to go back and develop a histogram, then record the findings on the histogram, and then read the histogram. So they learned a lot of things with that activity, which was to develop a histogram, to read it, to record data on it, and most of all, to know that histograms go way beyond the classroom. And that was the name of the program. It was Math Above, Below, and Beyond. So they got to learn that the things that they're learning in the math class, it's not just for the classroom. Mm-hmm. Those are things you're going to have to learn or have to use in life.
So creating those real world connections.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us, what is your favorite part of teaching, or your favorite thing about teaching, and why?
That's a good question, because I love every aspect of teaching. It's what I do. It's my favorite thing to do, it's what I love. So there's not one particular thing that I can think of. It's those moments where where you're teaching the student something and you teach it over and over and over again and they're just not getting it. And then they have an aha moment. Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand now. Oh, that for a teacher is rejoicing. Mm-hmm. And those moments where you have the shy student, like with the program, with the grant program, I had a student in there who was very, very quiet. You never heard her speak. But by the middle of the program, she started raising her hand like this to answer questions. But that was an improvement for her. She was coming out of herself. Mm-hmm. She was participating. Things like that you look forward to as a teacher. And then you have those students who are very talented and you pick up on their talent. Like currently there's 2 students who are very good writers. Mm-hmm. One student is doing a book, a comic book, and I saw it, he shared it with me. And then another student shared her poems with me. And so I told them, because I have a published children's book, that I complete that. I encourage them to complete it because I'm going to help them publish them. So, and they're elated, and so am I about that. And then you have the students that they have troubles outside of outside of school. They're going through some things, and they confide in you. They trust you. And so you take those opportunities to guide them to be positive so that in life, when they grow up, they can help guide somebody else out of the situations that they're in. So all of that is what a teacher is all about, and it's worth every minute of it.
So somehow you find time outside of teaching and the drama class and so forth to work on a project called Favor.
Favor.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. I established Favor in honor of my husband. It's actually called Michael J's Favor. I named it Favor because he was a helper. Any time of night, day, if he could do it, he's going to do it for you. In fact, that's how he died. He was trying to help his secretary who was being victimized by a gunman. So they struggled over the gun, and he and the secretary ended up getting killed. But I wanted to carry on his legacy. So Favor stands for Firearm Victims Organization. And what we do is award scholarships to seniors. We started out doing it for victims of violent crime. Now we have extended it to all seniors. And one of the criteria, if you're not a victim, is to write an essay of how you can decrease gun violence. And so that's what that organization is about, just to promote positivity. We're also doing mentoring now, and we want to expand it to promote youth's talents. That way they can do positive things and stay off the streets.
It's clear to me that you truly care for the students, not only in the classroom, but their well-being outside of school, which I'm sure was a great indicator or reason that you were selected as Teacher of the Year. So tell us, what's next with you? What are your aspirations?
Well, there's several things. I want to add more programs with Favor, but the other thing I would like to do is develop a program for struggling students or students with special needs. It's a resource program, something that's reinforces what they're learning in the classroom. Because as a teacher, I see that some students, because of the rigor, because of the time, and getting ready for testing, they need a little bit more. They need a little bit more time. They need a little bit more repetitiveness on learning those skills. So I want to do it in line with STEM activities, as I did with the grant. And this is also aligned with my PhD program that I am in right now. I want that to be a part of my dissertation, the topic of my dissertation. And hopefully, once I get through the PhD program, I will be able to establish this program for these students.
Well, best wishes to you in the PhD program, as well as trying to develop a program to add a little bit more support for our students. Thanks for coming on today, and congratulations to you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Well, there is one more thing. At Lindsay, I have been graciously invited to be a part of a literacy project to promote literacy, and it is called Reading Quest 1636, and it's piloted by Emily Dillard. And what we're trying to do, our goal is to get books, 1,636 of them, and we're involving the community to donate them. So be looking for advertisement about that next month. So we're promoting reading, and with that project, we will be donating books to shelters, libraries, hospitals, and ultimately, we want to send some overseas. So that is a really good project that's coming up in January. So I did want to share that. And in light of the holidays coming up, there's one more thing I'd like to share. Are you ready?
I'm
ready.
To
share it with you. Though it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Beautiful.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for joining us.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching Wired In. Have a great week.